As middle class Americans living in California, we can acknowledge the rise of affordable housing in our neighborhoods. To combat the housing affordability crisis, California has implemented regulations to aid low income housing. I have lived in California for 19 years. I've experienced the changes in housing affordability, and I have recently researched California's affordable housing regulations. I am knowledgeable on the state's housing affordability crisis. Today, I will first cover the housing affordability crisis in California. Secondly, what regulations deal with low income housing. And finally, I'll present the opposition to low income housing. To first discuss the affordability crisis in California has been at a record high. According to Redfin, California has the nation's highest prices, with the median houses costing approximately $785,000. While house prices continue to rise, wages in California have not, creating a gap between income level and house prices. The high cost of home ownership has led to a significant increase in rentals, with many renters spending well over the recommended 30% of monthly income on housing. Well, what are the causes for the housing shortage? California has not built enough homes to keep up with the growing population, according to the Los Angeles Times. The process for obtaining permits and approvals on new construction projects is often lengthy and complicated. Much of the population in California is from immigration. In many cases, working class immigrants do not have enough money to purchase homes, therefore, they rent, and this creates a strain on the rental communities, raising those prices up. Homeless rates accrued for the need on affordable housing. California has 30% of the nation's homeless population, according to the home from the U.S. Senate. It is due to these reasons that there is an affordable housing shortage in California. More homes need to be constructed, permits need to be simpler and faster, and the home prices should not exceed the 30% of income of Californians. Now that I have discussed those reasons with you, I will move forward and let you know what the initiatives are to promote low income housing. California promotes low income housing initiatives like tax credits that incentivizes contractors to build and maintain affordable housing. Low income housing projects adhere to local housing authorities manage public housing programs that can provide rental assistance for low income families. The funding sources for low income housing. California has several state programs designed to support low income housing development, such as the California Department of Housing and Community Development and the Federal Low Income Housing Tax Credit Program. Some cities and counties have funding resources to support construction for low income housing. So far, I covered first the causes for the housing affordability crisis in California. Second, the few projects that put taxpayers' monies into the communities to help build low income houses. And in my third point, I'll go ahead and cover the opposition's view on low income projects ejecting out of California. The opposition believes that low income initiatives will damage their neighborhoods. Some residents worry that developing low income houses may decrease their neighborhood's property value and affect their investments. Some investors hesitate to purchase properties near low income housing out of fear of decreased rental income and the property depreciating over time. Some worry that the strains on existing infrastructures will be bad on their communities, like the addition of low income housing that will increase the population. Therefore, this will cause a strain on public services like schools and hospitals. Low income housing developments will also create a surge in traffic that will quickly deteriorate the roads. Also, the construction of low-income house projects sometimes requires the clearing of designated green zones in those communities, which will clear them out. Others worry about the crime rates going up in these areas due to the low income housing. Low income housing often can cause social disorganization when community ties weaken due to the temporary neighbors coming in and out of those communities. In this presentation, I covered the housing affordability crisis in California. Following that, I talked about regulations that promote low income housing, and finally, I presented the opposition's view on low income housing projects in California. In conclusion, I hope that you understand the California housing affordability crisis, the regulation in place that aim to combat the rise in house prices, and the opposition to new low-income projects. So next time you or somebody you know is struggling to relocate in an affordable home, keep in mind all of the factors that have driven the prices of homes in California. As Californians, we are all affected by the rising home prices and the disparity between the wages. Even if we are unfortunate ones searching for a place to live, or are fortunate enough to vote on legislations that could potentially damage or maybe impact our communities, we all have a say in what goes on in our communities. Thank you.